But first, I want to go to the former ambassador to the UN, John Bolton, who joins me now with reaction. Ambassador, welcome. What do you think China's trying to signal here with this move?
Well, I think it's trying to show it can humiliate the United States at will. I think it's a fitting end to the Obama administration. Couldn't come at a better time. I'm sure they didn't know about this press conference that's about to start in a few minutes. But let's face it, this is the culmination of 8 years of Obama administration weakness all around the world. Whereas you say, and I don't think you can underline this enough, it wasn't they happened to find this drone somewhere near a beach in China. This was in international waters. The American naval research vessel was in the process of recovering the drone. The Chinese vessel came up, put a smaller boat in the water, and just took the thing away. So this is about as clear as you can get. It recalls, of course, the famous EP-3 incident in the early days of the George W. Bush administration, where a Chinese plane came up and buzzed the EP-3 and ultimately crashed, but they forced it to land on Hainan Island. That was after Bush was sworn in. But they're just showing now utter contempt for the United States. Why did they do it? Because they think they can get away with it.
Oh, well, you know, they've only got 34 days, right? I mean, 34 days of this administration. What is it trying to signal, would you say, to Donald Trump? Is this about that call that he made to the Taiwanese president?
No, I don't think so. I think what is going on here is that this is a very tangible indication that the Chinese claim that the entire South China Sea, a huge body of water, is now a province of China, is something that they're just going to act like they've already made it, as we say in diplomacy, a fait accompli. It's a done deal. And to signal to Trump that if he plans to change that, it's going to be a very, very difficult task. Obama has left him in a weak position, not just in the South China Sea, but around the world. And I think China's showing to everybody they can do this with impunity. They can get away with it. It's a thumbing of the nose at Obama and the United States.
What do you think President Trump will do in this case?
Well, I know what he should do is dramatically increase freedom of navigation exercises in the South China Sea, and he should say in no uncertain terms, I want that drone back, I want an apology, and I want you to commit that this will never happen again. Look,
or else
this
what? Ambassador,
well,
I mean, you have to be willing to back that up with something, right? Or else
right.
what?
Well, I think there are a whole series of things we can and should do in the South China Sea in particular, including making it clear that not only are these bases that have been constructed there not going to be expanded, they need to be dismantled. They are illegitimate. They are in violation of territorial claims of other countries. I'm not looking for a conflict here, but the Chinese have to know that the day of doing as they please in the South China Sea is over. It would also, by the way, be nice to have a Navy that's capable of engaging in this kind of operation, something the Obama administration seems to have missed in their order of priorities these past 8 years.
Do you see this as an act of war? I was just talking to Gordon Chang, Asian analyst, and he feels as though this is pretty bad. That this is bad stuff, and this could be seen as an act of war. Do you agree with that, Ambassador?
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean you go to war over an act of war. They're doing these things in a kind of escalation to demonstrate that we are weak and incapable of maintaining our claim that these are international waters. So what you have to do is walk that back. You can't do it all at once. We shouldn't underestimate the depth of the hole that the United States is in because of Obama's policies. But you unmistakably have to start getting out of that hole, and that's going to mean taking some actions with respect to China that they find unpleasant. Let's consider another subject that's in the news, hacking of our companies, our government, our private information technology systems. We're all focused on Russia today. Let me tell you, they're in close race with China to see who hacks us the most. And that's got to stop, too. There are a whole range of
a lot of things have to stop very quickly.
Exactly.
Let me just ask you, because your name had been floated as a potential Secretary of State. You're still being talked about as someone in the administration. Are you going to be working in the White House?
Well, I have no idea, and you know, my plan has been not to comment on it, and I've tried to adhere to that, and I think I'll try and adhere to it again today.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll keep watching for you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Bolton. Good to have you here.